What if one loop is not enough? What if you need one loop inside another loop? That's exactly what nested loops are, and they are used in real world situations more than you think. Hello, learners, welcome to your learning hub, the Learning Loop. I am Swati Sharma, and this is the 30-second video of my beginner friendly Python course series. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you for dropping by. And if you haven't checked out my previous videos yet and you are starting out on your Python journey, I will highly recommend you to go back and check those out so that you are all caught up. Before we proceed further, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please go ahead and press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any future videos. In today's video, we will be learning about nested loops. And with that, we will wrap up the loops topic in Python. And from the next video, we will start with functions. So without a further ado, let's dive in. Let's first understand what is a nested loop. A nested loop simply means a loop inside another loop. In this case, for every iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop runs completely. Think about a month and all the days in that month. First, you go to January and look at all its days. Then you go to February and all its days. Then March and all its days. One thing contains another thing. Months contains days. So we need one loop for months and another for days. That's where nested loops become useful. Let's understand this with an example. I will be showing today's demo in Google Colab and I will be pasting the link to this notebook in the description box below. So if you would like to come back in future and check the code out, you can always go ahead and do that. Let's quickly understand the example that we just mentioned, that is days in months, how we can print all the days under that month using a nested loop. So I would be keeping it very simple at first, and then we can add conditions to print the number of months that are intended to be printed and for that particular month. So first I will be giving a list called months and I will write all the months under this list. January, February, I'll fast forward this and write all the months in this particular list. Okay, now I am going to write the for loop where I write for month in months. Obviously what this loop is going to do, go over all the months that we have given in the list. And I would like to print that month. So I will print month. Once I've done that, I want number of days to be printed. So I would say for days in range. Now I want to keeping it very simple. Let's say we want to print 31 days under each month. We will further build our logic to see how many days we want to print for each and every month. So right now I would be giving the starting value as 1, as range by default starts with 0. 1 and then give the ending value, because the ending value has as 32, because the last number will not be included. So if I have written 32, it will run until 31 only. So whatever numbers you want to print, the ending value should be +1. So I have given that, and now I have write print days. Now this line is further intended for the inner loop, which means this print days belongs to this inner loop and print month belongs to the outer loop. Now let's run it, and you can see, let me scroll all the way up, the months and the number of days have been printed. 31, Feb also have 31. Obviously we will fix it, but let's first understand how this logic or how this loop worked. So as you can see, we have the outer loop and we have the inner loop. This is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. For every outer loops iteration, so every time it goes to any one of the iteration, which means if either it goes to January, March or April, this inner loop should run completely, that it should complete all its iterations for every one iteration of this outer loop. So how this works is, so let's say let's first go to the very first iteration, that is January. So this month variable will take the value of January. Okay, go to the next line, which is intended, it says print month. So what I did, I printed January. As you can see here, it printed January. Now the for loop is also at the same level of the print. It is also printed, which means we have to complete this for loop for this one iteration. We have to complete everything that is written under that particular for loop. So for this outer loop, this whole code has to be completed. We have to complete all the actions written under it. So what we have written under the for loop is another for loop. So this for loop has to complete or has to run all the iterations for that one iteration to complete. So now that it has gone to January, now it went to the nested loop under it. This loop has to completely exhaust, and then your outer loop's first iteration would complete. Okay, so it went to the for loop and it says day in range 32. So what day variable will do is first take the value of 1. Okay, and it says print day and it goes to 1. Now if we just take this much part, okay, and so you can see that now the day has value 1. It go to the next line, which is intended, it's a print 1, but the loop is not completed, so it goes back and it says again day in range 1 to 32. So it takes the value 2, goes to the next line, print 2, again go above, takes the value 3, says print day, print 3, and it will complete the whole loop until 31 and print all the days under it. Once that is done, one iteration of the for loop is completed, and then it goes to the next iteration, that is February. So now the value of month has changed to February, right? Now the next line says print February, so it print February. Then again go to the next line, same thing, it start printing the days under it, and it will go on for all the 12 months and print the days under it. Let's add a little more complexity to this code and print actual numbers that should be there in every month. I would say if month in, and now I will start from April because there are only 30 days I want to print, and then I'll say April, June, September, November. If day is equal to 31 is equal to 31, break, and then I write here print. For all other days it should print day. Then I would also like to add a condition for the month Feb, that if it is 29, if the day is equal to 29, break and print all other days. And if it is any other month other than the months that I have given, it should print all the 31 days. Okay, so under this loop it will go through the conditions as well and print the number of days accordingly. Now let's run it, and you can see, okay, let's go all the way up. You can see the January has printed the 31 days, Feb has 28, March again has 31, April has printed 30 days. Let's take one more example for nested loops, and this time we will use while. Let's take an example where there is an online quiz going on, and there are multiple students taking that online quiz. We will write the outer condition to check how many students are remaining to take that particular test, and the inner loop will keep asking that student the questions until the questions are remaining. So let's say I would input the total number of students that are going to take the test this morning. So I'll say int how many, I'll ask the question like how many students are taking the test. Okay. Okay, I have to close the bracket. Just to reiterate, I have already discussed input in my previous lessons as well, but the input function will prompt the user to enter the answer, and by default the answer or whatever the output is given out of this input function is in a text format or the text data type or in a string data type. So it will go through this inner bracket and from the user asking how many students are taking the test, and let's say I write 4, and if I don't put this integer in front of it, it will be taken as a string. Now that I have written the int, it will change it to the integer format, and that's what I want. Now let's give a while condition here. I'll say while student is less than 1. If a student is less than 1, even if that's 0, the statement become false. And I will say print, and I say student. I want to print which number student is it here. I'm sorry. That's a student and comma, and I print the student here. And then I give one variable here, that is remaining questions is equal to true. And now I will give another while loop under this particular outer while loop, that is while remaining students. Now this value has been set to 2. Until unless I do not set this value to false, this while loop would keep running. So I go to the inner loop and I would say question underscore number is question number is equal to 1. Go ahead and print. I'll say question number and then I'll just print the question number. I mean, we can have more conditions, write the questions, but I'm not going to dive too deep into it. We will just keep it at that. Now that I have written that, now I will say if question number is greater than 5, then remaining questions is equal to false. Now before that, where I have to make sure that I'm increasing the question number as well. So I'm going to write here question number plus is equal to 1. And also I have to make sure that once this loop is completed, I would also increase the student number by 1. Okay. And now let's run this and then we will understand how this works. Run it. I'll say how many students are taking the test. I'll keep it very simple, L3, and I'll hit enter. All right, it's not running and I know exactly where is the issue. I would like you guys to pause the video, go through this code and try to figure out what exactly is wrong. I would obviously correct it now, but I would like you guys to pause this video and go through this code and see why this code is not running, why I'm not getting any print, or why any values are not printing here. Okay, now let's move forward and correct the mistake here. It should be student greater than 0. Now I said if while student is less than 1. So only if that condition is true. When I am giving number of students, that value is always greater than 1. And that's why my while loop was false in the very beginning and nothing was getting printed. Okay, so I now will run it again. And now I'll give, let's say 3, hit enter. And you can see it is an infinite loop. Okay, let me go manually up and stop it. Now I have encountered infinite loop, which means there is one more mistake here. It's just you have to make sure every condition is correctly given. And in this code, I have made one more mistake, is that this question number 1. So what I did, I say if question number 1 is greater than 5, it put it false, and I'm also increasing the question number under it. But every time it goes to this loop, I am again resetting it to 1. So even if I've increased the number, it keep getting reset to 1 on every iteration, and that's why we got into infinite loop condition. This question number should have been declared before this value, so that we can avoid this infinite loop condition. Now let's run it and you will get the exact output that we need to see. And I'll say again 3, hit enter, and you can see student number 3, student number 2, student number 1, and number of questions that each and every student has gone through. Now it's time for you guys to practice. Write a program to write a multiplication tables from 1 to 5 using nested loops. I also want you to write a program to print all the seat numbers in a cinema hall. A cinema hall has 3 rows A, B, C, and each row has 4 seats. And the seat numbers should be printed like A1, A2, A3, A4, B1, B2, B3, B4, and so on. Use nested loops to print these seat numbers. Please go ahead and pause the video and try these examples yourself. If you are stuck somewhere, please go ahead and comment below, and I can take up this in any other video. And with this, we have completed loops in Python. Starting the next video, we are going to begin with one of the most important topics in Python, functions in Python. Functions will help us write cleaner, reusable, and more organized code. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If this video helped you understand nested loops a little better, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, happy coding.